Thank you for tuning in. My name is Shahrukh Nasir. I'm an RCIC from Vancouver, Canada. In the last few weeks, we've received a lot of inquiries about the Startup Visa program. So the video today is going to talk about how those who are interested can apply for this program. A quick few things that we need to understand about this program is that it's a federal program. It's run by IRCC and it leads to permanent residency, and it has the option to also apply for the work permit. You can also add partners in this program. I recommend up to 3, but you can go as high as 4. And also the requirements for the English is level 5 CLB, which is roughly general IELTS 5 as well. Another very good advantage of this program actually is that it doesn't require a net worth assessment, which a lot of the business immigration programs in Canada require through the provincial nominations. So this is a huge advantage as well for those who are interested in setting up a business in Canada. Once again, the intention of this program by the IRCC is to bring innovation, technology, and obviously entrepreneurs who are having experience in this sort of industry or field and have proven record of running a business successfully. So the way the process works actually is the first thing you need to do is, as an entrepreneur, is you need to be able to have a business idea, plan, or a demonstrated business that's performing well. And then you need to reach out to designated organizations and get a letter of support. That's the main key thing with this program. You need to get a letter of support. If you are currently running a successful business, which is perhaps in IT, I would recommend you approach the companies directly. They usually are looking for $500,000 in revenue every year for the last 3 years. If you don't have that threshold level, or you don't have that threshold, then what you can do is you can contact us and we can help you prepare the business plan, submit it to the right organization in order to get the letter of support. Now, in terms of the technicalities about this program, when you're applying for any type of business program, the government is always looking at your capacity, your intention, and your ability to be able to run that business that you're applying for in Canada. So in this case, example of someone who would be eligible is someone with a senior management level background and having enough experience so that they can manage a company in Canada. And that can be experience from IT, that can be experience from transportation, healthcare, and other things as well. Once we look at your profile, we can determine, what type of business plan would be best for you. So that's fine. We can deal with that. You can contact us. The other thing you need to note about this program in terms of capacity is that any business in Canada requires, I would say, a minimum of $100,000 to $150,000 Canadian dollar investment. So you need to have that figure. I would once again recommend in liquidity so that you can establish that you can run this business when you are inside Canada. The reason for that is when you're applying for a letter of support, whether you're going to a venture capitalist or you're going through the angel investor or you're going through the incubators, once your business plan has some sort of strength, then it also needs to, your financial strength also matters. So if you don't have the financial strength but you have great a business plan, it becomes a little bit difficult to prove to the government that you'll be able to invest in this business when you are inside Canada and therefore run it successfully. So once again, coming back to the letter of support, that's the main thing. You got to have a proper business plan. You got to have a proper organization that's willing to back you and get you the letter of support. Once you have that, then I recommend you apply for the work permit. It's I would say it's essential to apply for a work permit because once again, it shows your intention that you're going to run the business in Canada. And that way you can come to Canada with yourself and your spouse and dependents. And keeping in mind, dependents are anybody who's under the age of 22 or along with your spouse. So those are the key things that you need to understand. And if you have partners, you can certainly add 2 or 3 more partners. An example of that would be is most companies operating at a level of IT or any other similar business at $100,000 to $200,000 investment can potentially have a CTO, chief technical officer, a CEO, and a CFO. So if you have that type of a partnership or team that's willing to set up a business in Canada together, then certainly you're the right applicant and you should apply. There are a lot of organizations, companies that are facilitating the process. You need to make sure you pick the right one. You need to make sure you do your due diligence. And in terms of the processing time, this is where the work permit comes in handy, because the work permit processing is around Depends anywhere from 3 to 12 months, depending on the country where you're applying from. And the other thing is, once you apply for the work permit, simultaneously or at a few months later, you can apply for permanent residency. And that permanent residency is currently taking between 2 and 3 years. And certainly there's plans to expedite the processing so it's done a lot faster. Now, another piece of good news about this program is recently Canada announced that they want to increase the per year intake of immigrants to 500,000 per year. Most of you have seen around by the year 2025. So the other thing that's important about that announcement is that in that particular announcement, they've also increased the quota for startup visa program and other PNP and business immigration programs such as self-employed program. So once again, if you're interested in the entrepreneur business ownership and having a successful business in Canada, this is the right program for you. You can complete the assessment form and reach out to us, and we'll definitely be able to guide you further. Other than that, if there's other options, since we do a lot of business immigration, we can help you with those as well, such as the PNP options, whether it's Ontario or BC, or even if you wanted to set up a company here and do an intra-company transfer where someone can come from overseas and run that company for a few years and perhaps use that help to get permanent residency. So there are many options for business owners who want to come to Canada. You just have to get the right guidance. So if you're one of those owners and businessmen or senior managers that want to set up a business in Canada, you can definitely reach out to us. We have a team that can guide you and can help you land in Canada successfully and further establish your business in Canada. So I hope this video helped. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to assisting.